Hello and welcome to the channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate that so much. And for the people that subscribe, welcome to the channel. I hope you're enjoying the content of the channel. Now, if you know me, I have been bagging on GM vehicles left and right. Not really a fan of their vehicles. They make some of the way that their vehicles look, some of them really look amazing, but when it comes to quality and the vehicles going for a really long time, it's not really there. It starts to fall apart as it ages. um, they're also making electric cars as well, and that's not going very good for them. And the fact that Honda partnered up with General Motors, which was just a huge disappointment. So yeah, I would say don't buy the Honda that's being developed with General Motors. You want to stay away from that because you saw what's going on in the news. Unless you're living under a rock, there have been photos, videos shown of bolts burning down and burning down vehicles, burning down houses because people left their car in the garage charging. So that's going on in the news. They've actually halted production of their bolt line while they try to figure out what's going on with their vehicles. But I will give them this. I will give them this positive, positive view if they can pull this off, because this is a really great idea. If it is implemented correctly, it will be a gold mine for General Motors, and they will be making a shit ton of money because electric car is the future. Eventually, everybody's going to be driving electric cars, but the way that we get our electricity, we're still using coals, and that doesn't really help the situation. So the fact is that if General Motor can utilize this system that they're building up in order for us to have sustainable energy without having to, pollute the planet, this is a really great idea. I'm just saying, like, but anyway, let me just take you there to the article. Um, yeah, man, good job, GM, if you can pull this off. If big if, by the way, but I think they're on the right track. Um, as everybody knows, the infrastructure for charging electric cars is not there yet. And I doubt the government is going to be spending billions or trillions of dollars trying to revamp the whole system so we can, not have to rely on the power grid as much for electricity, especially when you're trying to recharge vehicles, houses, and different things. In California, we have a problem keeping the lights on. And if you're factoring into driving electric vehicles, it's not going to end real well. It's not going to end well for us as the users of these products. We're having a hard time trying to power our house as it is right now in the summertime with the heat running AC and anyways. Anyway, let's get to it. So GM envisions using fuel cells to recharge EVs without having to connect to the grid. Ingenious idea. If they can pull it off. If this is possible, if they're able to do this, it's a game changer. And more companies are going to follow suit because I love this idea. General Motors is one of the leading proponents of hydrogen fuel cells, and now the company has announced a handful of new applications for its hydrotech technology. So here's a neat idea. You have the gas station right here. You can pump fuel, etc., whatever, and then you have this um, structure right here for charging fuel, electric vehicles that's run off from the fuel cell. Ingenious, ingenious. The California Energy Commission is also interested in the mobile power generator as I forgot there's two different ones. One is an actual building or like a little area where they can just, it stays there. And then the other one is a mobile, so they can be able to go wherever if you need a charge, or if you ran out of juice on your electric car, maybe you can call one of these companies and then they'll be able to come help you out, put some charge in your vehicles, or you can just tow it to the nearest charging stations. I don't know. The California Energy Commission is also interested in the mobile power generators as it could be used to charge electric vehicles during planned power shutoffs used to mitigate wildfires throughout the state. They also make sense along evacuation route as some EV owners might not have enough range to get to safety. Besides mobile charging, GM and Renewable Innovations have collaborated on Empower Rapid Charger. It's designed to enable gas stations to easily and affordable offer to DC fast charging compatibility, as they won't have to make a significant investment in non-recoverable electrical infrastructure upgrades like larger feed wires, transformers, potentially new substations. Exactly, because what's going to happen is once the system is overloaded, it's going to cause some issues. You know what I mean? It might get some wires to melt or just do a bunch of different things. Um, Especially when, hypothetically speaking, let's just say we all go to electric, it's gonna destroy some substations. I'll tell you that much. Possibly, who knows? The Empower Rapid Charger is powered by 8 Hydrotech power cubes, which consume hydrogen from internal tanks. GM went on to say the charger can power as many as 4 electric vehicles simultaneously, and they'll have enough fuel to recharge more than 100 EVs before needing to be resupplied with hydrogen. Great idea. Really great idea if it's able to be implemented. Great idea. Good job. Anyway, moving on. This idea is theoretical, as Renewable Innovations plan to deploy 500 Empower rapid chargers across the United States by the end of 2025. There's no need on where they'll be located, but GM noted in chargers would make sense along corridors frequented by travelers any only part of the year, such as near national parks or vacation destinations. Last but not least, GM announced a palletized mobile power generator, which is being evaluated by the U.S. Combat Compatibilities Development Command Ground Vehicle System Centers. Envisions to power heavy duty military equipment and camps. The system produces nearly 70% more power than traditional diesel generators and has features such as battery backup, output regulations. It's also quieter than diesel generators and emits water, which can be useful in the desert environments. And it's not going to be polluting as much as diesel as well as gasolines. So this is the one that they're talking about. It's cool, man. This is a really neat idea. When I saw this, I was like, damn, I gotta make this video about it because I like this idea. We cannot rely on the grid because all that stuff needs to be like hauled over and redo, like we need to redo the whole system if we're all gonna go to electric. Because look at what happened to Texas like a few months ago, where the whole grid just went online and several people died because they couldn't warm up their house because the electricity was down. You know what I mean? So if you had something like this, that would be able to keep you, warm, or you could still charge your vehicles, drive to one of these stations, charge your vehicles, and you'll be set because it doesn't rely on the grid. It's completely off the grid. It's running on fuel cell. Imagine if they had implemented that in Texas when the lights went out. Great idea. So I'll give it credit where credit is due. If they're able to implement it, like I know I said it several times, but it's very, very important. If they're able to implement this idea that they're working on and actually put it forward, great, amazing. But we'll see. It's General Motors. I'm sure they're going to find a way to mess it up. I hope not. I certainly hope not, man. Because I like this idea. I hope they fully, I hope they're successful with this, and hopefully it catches on and it works out because we can't really rely on the grid for much longer, um, especially with where we're getting the fuel or where we're getting the electricity as it is right now. We're getting it from coal, burning coal, and just wind and different aspects or different places that we're getting this electricity that we're utilizing right now. And if we can implement something like this where it's not reliant on the grid and doesn't really pollute as much because it's hydrogen fuel cells. It's not, gasoline or diesel. So it's a big win for me. I see this as a very positive idea and I really like it. And I hope that this really works out, man. But anyway, that's the video. If you enjoyed and you were entertained, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And you have yourself a lovely day, because I am